Last year, Citizens Advice handled over 40,000 cases involving energy debt. A significant number of those started with a single bounced direct debit, not someone refusing to pay, not someone ignoring letters. Just a payment that failed because there was not quite enough in the account that day. What happens next can cost you far more than the missed payment itself. There are fees, credit score damage, lost tariff discounts, and in some cases, you can end up on a prepayment meter within weeks. The system moves faster than most people realize, and it is designed to protect the supplier, not you. So let's walk through exactly what happens when a payment bounces, what it actually costs, and what you can do if it happens to you. The moment a direct debit fails, your energy supplier knows about it almost immediately. The banking system sends them a notification, usually within 24 to 48 hours. From that point, you are flagged in their system as a payment failure. Now, most suppliers will retry the payment automatically. British Gas, for example, typically attempts a second collection within 10 days. EDF does something similar. But here is what matters, that retry often happens without any warning to you. If your account still does not have the funds, you have now got 2 failed payments on record instead of 1. Your bank will usually charge you for each failed direct debit. The exact amount varies, but it is typically between £10 and £25 per bounce. So if your supplier retries and fails again, you have potentially paid £40 or £50 in bank charges before you have even dealt with the energy bill itself. Some banks have hardship policies that waive these fees if you are struggling financially, but you have to ask. They will not volunteer it. Once the payment has properly failed, your energy supplier sends you a letter. This usually arrives within a week of the bounce. It will tell you the payment failed, give you a new amount owing, and often include a deadline to pay. This is where it gets important. If you are on a fixed tariff with a direct debit discount, that discount might now be at risk. Many suppliers offer cheaper rates specifically for customers who pay by monthly direct debit. It is typically £50 to £80 cheaper per year than paying by cash or cheque. A bounced payment can be treated as breaking that agreement. The way this works varies by supplier. Octopus Energy, for instance, tends to be relatively relaxed about single bounced payments. Their approach has generally been to contact you, sort out the balance, and move on without penalising your tariff. British Gas and EDF have more automated systems that can flag your account the moment a payment fails. Once you are flagged, getting that discount reinstated can take phone calls and patience you do not need to spend. OVO Energy and Shell Energy have both faced complaints about how quickly they escalate payment issues, though their processes have changed since the post-pandemic period when debt levels across the industry increased sharply. According to Ofgem's rules, suppliers must treat customers fairly and give reasonable time to resolve payment issues. But reasonable is not precisely defined, and interpretation varies wildly between companies. If you do not sort out the missed payment within a few weeks, the letters change tone. You will start seeing phrases like outstanding balance, action required, and eventually debt collection. Energy suppliers typically follow a staged process. The first contact is informational. The second contact is a reminder with a deadline. The third contact often mentions consequences, such as being moved to a different payment method or having your account referred to their debt team. This is where credit scores enter the picture. Energy debt does not automatically appear on your credit file immediately. Suppliers are supposed to follow certain procedures before reporting you, but once an account is marked as defaulted, which can happen after about 90 days of non-payment, that default stays on your credit file for 6 years. 6 years is a long time. It affects mortgage applications, car finance, credit cards, and sometimes even mobile phone contracts, all from a payment that bounced because you were £30 short on the wrong day. The credit reference agencies Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion all track utility debt the same way they track any other default. There is no special category for it being just a mistake. It looks exactly the same as someone who deliberately did not pay. Now, prepayment meters. This is where things can escalate quickly, and it is worth understanding what happened in 2023 because it changed the rules you operate under today. In early 2023, The Times published an investigation into British Gas. They had sent debt collectors into people's homes to force install prepayment meters, sometimes breaking in when nobody answered. Some of those households included elderly people, families with young children, and people with serious health conditions. One case involved a man with dementia who was left unable to operate his new meter. The backlash was immediate. Ofgem launched an investigation. British Gas suspended all warrant installations. Other suppliers followed. For a few months, forced prepayment meter installations essentially stopped. But here is what actually changed. The practice was not banned. It became regulated more tightly. Suppliers now have to follow stricter vulnerability checks before applying for a warrant. They have to make more contact attempts. They have to offer support first. But if you do not engage with them, they can still apply to a magistrate and enter your home. And there is something else that has shifted the dynamic. If you have a smart meter, suppliers can switch you to prepayment mode remotely. No warrant is needed. No one comes to your door. They simply change your meter settings from their end. Ofgem introduced rules in 2024 requiring suppliers to follow the same vulnerability checks before remote switching, but enforcement is inconsistent. Citizens Advice reported cases where smart meters were switched to prepayment without proper contact being made first. You wake up one morning and your meter is asking for a top-up. In some cases, meters were being switched within 6 weeks of the first missed payment. That is not months of ignored bills. That is one bounced direct debit, a few letters, and then your heating stops working until you find a shop that sells top-ups. Once you are on a prepayment meter, you pay a higher rate for your energy. The government equalised prepayment and direct debit rates in 2023. But prepayment customers still often end up paying more because they cannot access the cheapest fixed deals. They are also more likely to self-disconnect, which means running out of credit and sitting in a cold house because they could not top up in time. So what should you actually do if a payment bounces? Contact your supplier immediately. Do not wait for them to contact you. Call them, explain what happened, and arrange to pay the outstanding amount. If you do this within a few days, most suppliers will treat it as a minor issue rather than the start of a debt spiral. Ask your bank about refunding the failed payment fee. Many banks will refund at least the first charge if you ask, especially if you have been a customer for a while and this is not a regular occurrence. They would rather keep you than lose you over £15. Third, if you are struggling to afford your bills generally, tell your supplier that explicitly. Under Ofgem rules, energy suppliers are required to offer payment plans if you are having difficulty. They have hardship funds and schemes that can write off debt in certain circumstances. But you have to ask for help. They are not going to offer it automatically. Fourth, check whether you qualify for any support schemes. The Warm Home discount reduces your bill by £150 if you are eligible. The Priority Services Register flags you as a vulnerable customer, which means stronger protections if things go wrong. There is also the British Gas Energy Trust, the EDF Energy Trust, and similar funds from other suppliers that can help clear debt entirely. None of this is advertised prominently. You will not find it on the front page of their website, but it exists, and it is there specifically for situations like this. There is something else worth understanding about how energy suppliers handle debt, because it explains why they move so quickly. When a customer does not pay, the supplier still has to pay for the energy that customer used. They bought it on the wholesale market and they paid the network charges. The cost is real. From their perspective, every unpaid bill is money out of their pocket. But here is the other side of it. Energy suppliers can claim bad debt costs back through the price cap mechanism. When Ofgem sets the price cap, one of the components is an allowance for debt and bad debt costs. In the October 2024 cap, this allowance was around £42 per typical household. That means every paying customer is already subsidising some level of non-payment. It is built into the system. So when suppliers aggressively pursue small debts, they are not just protecting their revenue, they are protecting a system where everyone else pays slightly more to cover defaults. This does not make aggressive debt collection acceptable, but it explains the commercial pressure behind it. Suppliers have shareholders and profit targets. Debt, even small amounts, affects their numbers. It is worth briefly mentioning how this differs for other household bills because the rules are not the same across utilities. Water companies cannot cut off your supply. It is illegal. No matter how much you owe, your water keeps running. But they can and will pursue the debt aggressively through debt collection agencies and eventually court action. A county court judgment for unpaid water bills damages your credit score just as badly as energy debt. Council tax is different again. Local authorities have much stronger powers than utility companies. If you do not pay council tax, they can take money directly from your wages or benefits through something called an attachment of earnings. They can send bailiffs to your home. In extreme cases, they can apply to have you imprisoned. Though this is rare and requires proof that you could pay, but chose not to. The enforcement options for council tax are considerably more aggressive. Most councils will issue a reminder, then a final notice, and if you still have not paid, they apply to the magistrate's court for a liability order. Once they have that, the bailiff letters start. There is one more thing that catches people out with energy specifically, and it is not obvious. If you switch energy supplier while you have an outstanding debt, that debt does not disappear. Your old supplier will continue pursuing it. They will often sell it to a debt collection agency if you do not respond. Switching does not protect your credit score. Some people think if they just move to a different supplier, the problem goes away. It does not. The debt follows you. In fact, having utility debt can sometimes make it harder to get accepted by a new supplier at all, because they run credit checks before agreeing to supply you. The only way out is through. Pay it off, arrange a payment plan, or apply for hardship support. Ignoring it makes everything worse. So here is the reality of a bounced payment in the UK energy system. One failed direct debit on its own is usually manageable if you act quickly. Contact the supplier, pay the balance, and move on. But if you do not act, or if you cannot afford to act, the system escalates faster than most people expect. Within weeks, you can go from a missed payment to letters threatening prepayment meters. Within months, your credit file has a mark that lasts 6 years. And the whole time there is help available that nobody tells you about unless you specifically ask for it. The suppliers are not evil. They are running a business within a regulatory framework that incentivizes certain behaviors. But the framework is not designed around your interests. It is designed to make sure the money flows. If you are the one who cannot keep up, you absorb most of the consequences. Have you ever had a payment bounce and been surprised by what happened next? Or have you dealt with energy debt and found support that actually helped? Drop a comment below because sharing what works helps everyone else who is going through the same thing. And if you did not know how quickly this system can move, subscribe. There is a lot about UK utilities that works differently than people assume, and I'm going to keep explaining it.